Hey guys, welcome back to the Killer Keyboard channel. Today I have the honor to review the BBN linear switches designed by fellow Aussie built by Nim. The switch is a prototype and this video is not sponsored, so I'll share my honest thoughts with you guys. This switch is manufactured by Texi and it features a custom nylon blend top housing, a polycarbonate bottom housing, a POM long stem and a dual stage 63.5 gram spring. And we'll start off with the wobble test. Just to note, this is to give you an idea, these other switches are filmed as well, so not really a fair comparison. But as you can see, without film, there is some wobble going back and forth and left and right. When measuring the stem length, the BBN linear measures 13mm and the Duroc POM is 12.6mm. Now I'm measuring the bottom out distance, which reads 14.1 and the Duroc POM is 13.8. Just for reference, the shortest travel distance switch I own is the Dark Jade Moyu, measuring at 14.3. Just remember, the longer the measurement equals the shorter the travel distance to bottom out, and this is not a scientific measurement. These numbers could be meaningless to you, but this is me trying my best to show you that, objectively, these long poles have a shorter travel distance. Unfortunately, I can't share my thoughts on the switch stock as they were given to me lube. These have 205G0 on the bottom housing with 105 on the springs. So with that out of the way, my initial impression was, damn, these are nice. Right off the bat, a noticeable shorter travel distance similar to the Duroc POM. And I'm really digging it, to be honest. After some 105 on the springs, it's controlled most of the spring ping. However, if you put against your ear, you may hear some switches due to the inconsistencies, but to be fair, two-stage springs have that tendency and it's really up to the person lubing. In terms of feel, they're really smooth just for bottom housing lube, and I think some lube on the stem would be mwah, chef's kiss. There is a tiny bit of scratchiness, but I would consider that acceptable. When typing, it's very clean. Now, I want to talk about the sound. I think the designer went with an interesting choice by choosing a PC bottom housing with a nylon mix upper. What I've observed is that nylon tends to mute the sound and produce a lower pitch. On the other hand, PC tends to create a more clacky high pitch. A very known switch, the Alpaca V2, has a PC upper housing with a nylon bottom housing. It produces a low pitch bottom out followed a high pitch upstroke. So is this the opposite for the BBN linear? Let's hear it. So to me the results are very interesting. I know some of you might not even hear the difference, but just listen carefully using headphones. It's kind of like tuning a guitar by ear. So what I'm trying to get across is that different materials will result in different sounds. Personally, when I type, I mostly hear the bottom out sound, but it's good to note the upstroke sound as well because it contributes to the overall sound profile of the switch. So Nim states that these switches have designed to incorporate a different sound and feel, and that I 100% agree with. Moving on to what I like about the switch. I think people who really tune into the acoustics of each switch can appreciate the designer's material choice. For me, this is a new sound profile that is refreshing and stands out from the other common switches. For the folks that don't geek out on this stuff, it might just sound like any other long pole. I think the long ass 2-stage spring complements the sound by producing the snappy upstroke. The smoothness is definitely up there, and I can't comment much on the stock switch. So a few things I dislike about the switch, and this is me just really picking, to be honest, because there's not much to dislike. The stem wobble is there. I think that filming will hugely benefit that. If I had to be critical, I think Texie could clean up some of the edges, and to be honest, that's about it. And other than that, please remember the version I have is a prototype. So is the BBN linear switch a killer switch? And yes, I think it is. I recommend it if you're chasing a long pole linear with a different sound signature, and it results in a really satisfying typing result. And to be honest, I think I type faster with them for some reason. But anyways, that's all from Killer Keyboards, and I'll see you on the next one.